Europe is an idea, and so belief will always triumph over reason because it can never be disproved.
This is why the European idea seems really unattractive to most people.
Well, it not only seems unattractive, but right now it simply isn't working. The thing that Churchill, the brilliant idea that Churchill called into being in 1946 in Zurich, a union of European states, that's the only possible way for us to stop fighting. The Treaty of Rome is no longer fit for purpose. And I was in Parliament in Brussels about 10 weeks ago, actually playing and doing a 10-minute speech. And I just said, it does need, what was right for the original 6 is not right for 28. It just simply cannot be. And so these texts aren't sacred. They're just agreements for the now. Tear them up. You can
start again.
You can say Rome is, oh, it takes too long. It doesn't have to. And but if Britain becomes the loose thread on the EU cardigan, I genuinely believe it'll unravel because it's straining. Britain and France will cling to each other for fear of each other's innate sentiments.
Yes.
And its economies, the pull to the south, the pull to the east. And smack back up against the east is Russia. And Putin is doing his best to encourage this destruction. You know, I mean, he didn't think about it. Lavrov is a very brilliant man, but I'm sure he didn't think I can manipulate Syria so that Europe
But when presented with the opportunity, he's taken it.
Yeah, and Erdogan, what's it now, like, is using that play also to combat his great enemy in Russia. So we're back to 1914, really, but in another guise. And it's this manipulation, this power play between, pivot states.
Yeah.
Turkey is a pivot state, without question. And Germany sits there terrified of itself. And they're desperate to cling on to this. And the Baltic states are terrified by this political thug slightly over the border to the east. The Balkan states know that they will be at each other's throat forever unless they can just build their economy, just adhere slightly to what Brussels wants. The mafia states, Bulgaria and Romania, they'll be slightly less corrupt just so they can get towards the lure of Brussels. So it works.
Yeah.
This thing works. It's just not evident.
But it works in a sort of a 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, and
the
it
politicians,
staggers and staggers.
the system, the bureaucrats are hopeless. Really, it's hopeless. It's sclerotic. It came about in the 50s. It's not fit for purpose for the second decade of the 21st century. It can be restructured. It should be restructured. And if it isn't, I believe my grandchildren will go to war, and I will never, ever vote for my children or grandchildren to be at war.
The Zurich Dalkey Book Festival.
With Air.
Global names, local vibe.